What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over a new villain that could potentially be appearing on The Flash Season 7, as well as some other villains that could be returning. But before we get started, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment down below any other video ideas for me. Now, obviously, at the end of the last episode of The Flash, we got a little bit of a cliffhanger that is most likely setting up a Godspeed storyline. Reason being, in the comics, Godspeed is created along with hundreds of other speedsters because of a lightning storm that ends up happening. But here's the thing, we all weren't expecting Godspeed to, come into the season until like the last few episodes. That was just a rumor that was going around. So could Godspeed actually end up like being the main villain for the whole season? Now, what I think is going to happen is either Godspeed will be the main villain starting in maybe episode 12 and have a, little storyline playing out in the background while some other villain is the main threat for Team Flash. Or maybe he could even start being the main villain by episode 6 or 7, and then that would be the storyline for the rest of the season, or the main villain storyline, I should say. I'm hoping that the Godspeed storyline is like really comic book accurate as well. Hopefully, like, August Hart, obviously August Hart is from the future, but maybe that'll end up being August Hart Jr. And then the one from the present day could be August Hart Sr. or the original Godspeed. Maybe he'll go to work at CCPD just like in the comics. He's actually friends with Barry for a while, until obviously Barry learns that he is Godspeed. So I feel like if they did something like that on the show, that'd be really, really cool to see. Now, in regards to a new speedster villain that could be coming to The Flash in Season 7, in my last video I went over a character from the comics named Mina Darwin, and she becomes a speedster during the same time as Godspeed, so during that lightning storm. So her character could have been created at the end of episode 3. I think that would be a pretty cool twist. Anyways, initially in the comics she is a hero, but eventually she turns into a villain called the Negative Flash. So could she appear as a villain sometime this season? Now, the only reason that we have this theory in the first place is because in the very first episode of this season, we see Chester reading a book by Mina Darwin, so that was a little bit of an Easter egg that she could be coming sometime very, very soon. What we don't know is if she will end up being a villain or a hero, because she's both a villain and a hero in the comics, or maybe her storyline will be like the comics, where she starts out as a hero and changes to a villain later on. I feel like that's the more likely option here. So we haven't really had any types of, teasers in regards to Reverse Flash, so I'm going to say that if he doesn't get a cliffhanger sometime, I don't know, at the end of episode either 8 or 9, then it will probably be a lot less likely that he will end up appearing this season, but I'm still expecting them to give a teaser as to, what might happen with him next season, whether that be through an end season cliffhanger or maybe just some teasers that are released. Also, I think Matt Letcher returning would definitely make sense, as The Flash might only last another 2, 3, or 4 seasons, so I think Reverse Flash being the main villain of the last season is definitely going to happen, and they should end up bringing Matt Letcher back to play the role sometime soon. So hopefully we get some type of Reverse Flash storyline this season, but if not, I'm assuming that the next one will end up happening probably at the end of this season, from a cliffhanger and then going into next season. But yeah, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as who you think might end up being the main villain in The Flash Season 7. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.